I stopped working night shifts after what happened that night. Not because I was tired, but because I realized I was never alone in that building. This happened about 3 years ago, when I was working as a night security guard at a small office building just outside the city. It wasn't anything special. 3 floors, mostly empty after 7 p.m. My shift started at 10 p.m. and ended at 6 in the morning. The job was simple. Walk around, check cameras, make sure nothing was out of place. And for the first few weeks, it was exactly that. Quiet. Boring. Honestly, I liked it. No people. No noise. Just me, the hum of the lights, and the occasional car passing outside. But then, things started to feel off. The first time I brushed it off. It was around 1:20 a.m. I remember because I had just finished my first round. I was sitting in the security room, watching the camera feeds. Everything looked normal. Then I noticed something on the 3rd floor hallway camera. The lights flickered, just for a second. I leaned closer to the monitor. Old wiring, I muttered to myself. But then it happened again. This time longer. And it looked like something moved at the end of the hallway. I couldn't tell what. It wasn't clear enough. I just stared at the screen for a while, waiting for it to happen again. It didn't. So I grabbed my flashlight and decided to check it out. The 3rd floor always felt different. I don't know how to explain it. It was colder than the rest of the building, even in summer. As soon as I stepped out of the elevator, I noticed it. That stillness. That kind of silence that feels heavy. I walked down the hallway slowly, flashlight in one hand, radio in the other. 3rd floor check, I said quietly into the radio. No response. Not unusual. I was the only one on shift. I reached the end of the hallway where I thought I saw movement. Nothing. Just a blank wall and a closed office door. I stood there for a moment, listening, and that's when I heard it. A faint, tapping sound, coming from inside the office. I froze. It was slow, deliberate, like someone lightly knocking on wood. My first thought was, maybe someone got locked inside. It had happened before. Hello, I called out. No answer. Just the tapping. I walked up to the door and tried the handle. Locked. Security, I said louder this time. Is someone in there? The tapping stopped instantly. Just silence. I waited. Nothing. After a few seconds, I unlocked the door with my master key and pushed it open. The room was empty. Completely empty. No movement. No open windows. Nothing that could explain the sound. I even checked under desks, behind cabinets. Nothing. That should have been my first warning to leave. But I didn't. The next hour was quiet again. Almost too quiet. I tried to convince myself it was just the building settling, or pipes, or something normal. At around 2:40 a.m., I went back to the security room. That's when things got worse. I was scanning through the camera feeds again. Everything normal, until I switched to the 3rd floor. Same hallway. The same spot. And this time, I saw clearly a figure, standing at the end of the hallway. Not moving. Just standing there. My stomach dropped. Because I knew for a fact, no one else was supposed to be in the building. I stared at the screen, trying to make sense of it. The camera quality wasn't great, but I could make out the shape. Tall, thin, standing completely still, facing directly toward the camera. I grabbed my radio. Anyone on the 3rd floor, identify yourself. Silence. No response. The figure didn't move, didn't react. Nothing. I switched to another camera angle covering the same hallway. But from that angle, there was nothing there. Empty. I switched back. The figure was still there. That's when I felt it. That deep, uncomfortable feeling in my chest. Something wasn't right. I didn't want to go back up there. Every instinct told me not to. But it was my job. So I grabbed my flashlight again and headed for the elevator. The ride up felt longer than usual. When the doors opened, that same cold air hit me. Stronger this time. I stepped out slowly. The hallway was empty. Exactly like before. No figure. No movement. Nothing. I walked down the hallway again. My footsteps echoing softly. And then tap, tap, tap. The same sound. Coming from the same office. My heart was pounding now. I didn't even call out this time. I just walked straight to the door, unlocked it, and swung it open. Okay, that's enough. I stopped mid-sentence. The room was still empty. This time, the tapping didn't stop. It was louder now, clearer, and I realized something that made my blood run cold. It wasn't coming from inside the room. It was coming from behind me. I turned around slowly. The hallway was empty, but the sound was right there, close. Too close. Then it stopped, and I heard something else. A voice. Right behind me. Soft. Barely a whisper. You shouldn't be here. I spun around. Nothing. No one. I ran out of that hallway. I didn't even bother checking anything else. I went straight back to the security room, locked the door, and sat there trying to calm down. Telling myself I imagined it, that I was just tired. But then I looked at the monitors again, and my heart completely dropped. Every camera feed was showing the same thing, the third floor hallway. And in every single screen, that figure was there, standing closer than before, facing directly at me. Through the cameras, I didn't move. I couldn't. And then, all the screens went black. At the same time, the room went completely silent. No hum of electricity. No buzzing lights. Nothing. Just darkness. And then, right next to me, tap, tap, tap. The power came back on about 10 seconds later. Everything was normal again. All the cameras, back to normal. No figure. Nothing unusual. I didn't finish my shift. I walked out of that building and never went back. I quit the next day. Didn't even try to explain. But here's the part that still messes with me. A few weeks later, I ran into one of the daytime employees. We started talking, and I mentioned I used to work night security there. He looked at me for a second, then asked, "Did they tell you about the guy?" I said, "What guy?" And he told me about a former employee. We used to work late nights on the third floor. Until one night, they found him dead in that exact office. Door locked from the inside. No signs of struggle. No explanation. But the weirdest part? According to the report, someone in the building had called security that night, complaining about a tapping noise coming from that office. And when they checked the cameras, they saw him standing alone in the hallway, just staring at the camera, exactly like what I saw. I never asked anything else after that. And I never worked another night shift again.